Okay, I think we are back. Apologies there, everybody. The slightest little bump, and apparently my internet decides to absolutely reboot itself there. So that's okay. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up with the run itself. Of course, we had that hollow lesser gorilla on that run that was nearly perfect stats. Or not perfect, but extremely well. Extremely good. And I hope that still gets through okay in the end. And then we'll get into the arena here in just a moment's time. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, when it rains, it pours, and when it pours, it leaks through the ceiling, apparently, is the way it goes here for me today. But we still got plenty to be happy about. Just quickly rebooting while I have the opportunity. I want the chance of any sort of crashing happening from going from the overworld into the arena. Not that that is a thing that happens, I'm just paranoid. And okay, yeah, we're back. Okay. YouTube's good, just double checking everything. Apologies again for the spam. X, are we good as well? It does look like we're back up and running. Okay. Yeah, so again, apologizing for all of the running around, especially on the YouTube side or the X side of things. I know you would have had to go to a different video essentially altogether. But we do have everything back up and working, back up and running, at least as of this moment. There's Illuvium. There we go. Let's hop into it. Yeah, ever since doing this Aegis style, where I'm not specifically looking for one Aegis team in particular, but just bouncing between the Aegis teams, I've gone up, I think, 150 ratings since Monday. So that was quite the blessing. A game must have just started, because it's still saying 1 out of 8. Hopefully that's not anything internet-based. Okay, then there we go. That makes me feel better. But no, that was still a pretty good overworld run, assuming that everything made it through the purifier and made it into the into my collection okay. I'm especially worried with that hollow lesser gorilla. That thing was really cool, and I really hope that it comes through. I imagine it will. I just imagine that it'll probably take a few minutes to actually do so. Can't really check when I'm not in overworld either, so try my best not to worry about it. Timing was a little unfortunate, but it's okay. Quickly peeking over into the assets. Yeah, I'm probably going to drive myself nuts looking at it, because if I look at my profile, say for example, from the whatchamacallit, from the website, it doesn't show it there, so I could absolutely induce panic in myself, or I should just turn it off and just wait. I imagine it'll be okay. We're loading up on game, or on players, though, pretty quickly. Of course, I'm very, very happy. I did manage in the last stream, actually, to get the Battle Pass battle board, the dark version of the Brightland Steps one. I think maybe we'll use that here today. It's weird, I almost don't even want to use a battle board because the battle boards that are default now based off the regions are actually just so nice. Almost there. But I do have a couple of ideas for videos that'll be coming out on the YouTube channel, hopefully within the near future. Thankfully, some of the video editing that I've had to do has been completed. But some of these take a long time. Like, I know a lot of people really, really liked the Illuvium tail, the Fire Inside one. That one took a lot of time to edit. That being said, I have another one currently cooking. Looking forward to sharing that with everybody in the very, very near future. Okay, so the region is time Halcyon Sea. We actually need to focus on our win and loss streaks. Get the maximum out of this one. Tamaki from Sura is new to me. Loki as well. Fully packed Wally, I recognize. Alt F4, I recognize. Leg Spike, yep. No, he's new to me, though. So, a couple new faces. Love to see it. And the Lynx check. It is a Virtuous Flora Lynx. Which is interesting, because it plays essentially the same role as Archos. But it doesn't have Aegis. But it heals way more. Majority of the comps that I would end up going for like having this fighter chip, so I'm going to be picking that one up. Double Valente, actually no, let's put Lynx onto the board. Turn you into a fighter so you get the buff. Give you, let's say, the engine. Bang. 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 Something like that. Optimally, I would have gotten my Ranger into a better position. But hopefully my Lynx can stay healthy enough to just absolutely shred through this team. It's loaded up on its Omega, right in time to go after the Valente, which is a perfect early game little battle. The Atipo is just the Atipo, it's there for support, but with the Ranger actually focusing down the Fleesh, essentially a best case scenario, pops its laser before the real units show up in its face. Perfect timing. I will level up to 4 in a second, but I want to get the 2 credits from the interest. And now let's take a look. I've got some grass, got some fire, a little bit of a mix to say least. So let's see what we get weapon-wise. That's not going to help me at all. That's not going to help me at all. We're actually not going to get any of the possible weapons that I would need to make my Aegis style work. So I'm going to have to go for a backup. But I do have a backup. I did not level myself up to 4, but I'm actually okay with this given the situation. Early on, this Ranger is going to have to carry. And I'm very skeptical if it's going to be able to do it, but I am very surprised that even a level down, we're able to take out fully packed. That was a blessing. Okay, nature imprint, no thank you. Fire, maybe. Threefold, no. Damage amp, maybe. Health is Omega. Let's try Health is Omega. Let's get ready to build our front line. I do have a win streak going. I would love to be able to keep that going. Atlas, come join the squad. Maki here is level 4 as well, so relatively even fight, but my ranger is getting dove on. Thankfully able to clean it up quite nicely. Let's keep this win streak going. Gonna try my best to keep up said win streak, but without spending. I'm gonna play this very, very similarly to how I would play an Aegis comp, but I'm gonna have to really flex here and be a little bit different at least. Finding this virtuous Lynx is going to make things quite nice. We can keep the damage augments onto it, that is fine. Let's keep Ranger as safe as possible, cooped up just like that. A little mini bunker to get started here. Loki is level 6 though, but I am just noticing now. The likelihood of winning this is extremely low. We'll probably lose our streak now. Less the Ranger, the Atlas. I mean, this is some pretty good damage coming around. We just need some finishing blows. That's so many low health bars, but nobody actually got eliminated. Brutal. Nah, should have paid more attention to my opponent's level if I was really truly trying to win streak. Leash is here. Let's pick up another Lynx as well. Waiting. Bringing Kuka to the squad. We may have a temporary fix to some of our early game issues. We managed to find a few more Kukas. Lots of attack damage, lots of tank. I mean, this is a decent little mixture. If anything, actually, to me, this is kind of screaming Ghost Scoriox. Let's get that. Let's get our tank up. Struck by a holostasis or max health? Let's go holostasis. I am pretty much at max interest, so I can actually start getting ready to level here. Just which way do I want to play this? Take a look at the team. Because in theory, Invoker is still a possibility with this here, but I would want to start rolling shortly for Sephoris. Lag Spike already has a T-Ante, though. No others on the board, thankfully. And I feel like that's almost risky. Not a bad fight here, even though we're a level down. Hang in there. Poor little Lynx. Got him low. The fleet is actually going to take us out. Unfortunate. Okay. Not bad timing, actually. Kuka, you can join us. Link. Make Enchanter. Put you back here like this. And let's use the rest of our extra credits on leveling. We are still a level down, but we at least have some relatively decent alluvials. Let's hopefully can at least take a couple off the board. I don't mind losing because that's just more credits for us in the bank. Every time you see that big old pink flash from either the cast of the Kookaloo or from the Ranger, that's damage all around and then healing for the team. So even if they do get spread out away from the bunker like this, they can sustain. So this team's actually doing quite nicely. Start things off here. Good stun. There we go. We do lose our streak, but... Fighter, you can go for now. Let's build our tank line. We have 3 bulwarks as of this moment. Let's pump 1 more level. And then add TNT, or not TNT, Tatofi onto the squad. This would give Scion buff, which is going to allow for my Ranger to hit much harder. And I'm going to take a look one more time. How many TNTs do we have on the board? There is 2. So I am going to bypass looking for Sepphoris. This is going to likely put me into a world of hurt early. But if we can hang on with minimal casualties, we might be able to come out into this mid to late game rather nicely. Link's doing a good job keeping that Grocko alive for quite a while. Can we get another one to keep them alive? Nope, it is going to fall. The Amberling Rod coming up from that Ranger is going to be extremely annoying. Next cast for the Ranger on my side, though, should take down 2. There we go. We do lose our links, though. Overtime, who's going to cast, me or them? I think we get it. We barely get it. There's the potential for something different, and... okay, this makes things interesting. I was able to switch over with damage reduction. Considering I don't have a likelihood of getting Invoker, I think we do it. This may be stupid. How many times do I say that in a stream? It's a very, very risky move. We do lose our Enchanter now. And now I really have to emphasize on getting to my Archos. Let's see how many of them are on the board. There's none, actually. One person is an Archie, that's it. I shouldn't have to roll too much here at level 7 then, in theory, to at least get to Archos. I'm not going to push for Chelian, but I just need Archos. And I can swap the way that my team is set up here. Inadvertently, I didn't even realize, but with my Ranger switching over to Bulwark and then adding the Heady, we now have 5 Bulwark. Then there's so many good choices here. Adding another Bulwark would be nice. Getting the Augment with the healing would also be quite nice. I think just adding it. I have no idea. I'm going to go for the healing. Okay. With this as it stands right now, Tophi can come on out. Archie's not going to stay there, I promise you that, but let's take a look and see what we can build. Yeah, this was weird. This was a reverse. I was setting up for Aegis originally, but I did not find any weapon that would have cooperated with it. Went for spellcasters, went for invokers, but there's 2 TNTs already onto the field. Would have really hurt my chances at finding it, and then finding the proper thing to get it done was pretty crazy. And there's an Aegis imprint, actually. This is really cool. Okay. Front line. Let's get you situated. As we are about to initiate Super Chicken. Lynx, you are now an Aegis. Ranger, you are an Aegis. Archie, you are an additional healer along the side. If I can find... That's a little bit late, but I'll pick it up. Fling, I definitely need. Archie, I definitely need. Let's get rid of one. Let's level that. Sophie, your time has passed. Your time has passed. And let's see where we stand going into this next one. Obviously, the Cuculus is not what I would want for a carry, but this is better than nothing right now. Especially since it could stun lock. Hopefully this... Perfect, just like that. Help stun lock the Scions in the back. Groko got one, Cuculus got the other, and that is exactly what we're looking for. We do get quite the level up. 2 Alphys showing up on the board. Potentially be a way to go, but I think with this, I know exactly what I need to be doing. I need to find Archos first and foremost. Am I really not going to be able to find it here? That is painful. I literally have my twine here before... Twine is here before I end up finding Archos. On a little bit of a win streak. This is a tough squad here, though. Tamaki looks like they know what they're doing, and they're swarming onto my little chicken. Good shield, though, on that Omega. Get the Riptorus, get the Riptorus. There we go. And my Ranger's tanking beautifully. By the time the Caradullo, or the Carablu, gets to the Cuculus, it is too late. Giving all of our stats on over to the Cuculus seems to be holding us over for now. And this is what I love. This team is so flexible. Do you think I came into here thinking that my Cuculus was going to carry me through this mid-game? Absolutely freaking not. This isn't Thanksgiving, where I would force that to happen. One of the benefits... Okay, hello beautiful. Flora Link's online. And then Foe is here. Not having an Archos right now is killing me, though. I'd have 3 Aegis right now. I'm actually... There's a chance I get Blotto before I find my 3rd Archie. Which is heartbreaking. Again, because look at this. There's no Archoses on the board at all. That's actually kind of funny, but again, you gotta set yourself up to be in the proper position, but it does not guarantee that you actually find what you're looking for. Scary spot coming out here from Loki. They are the one leading this lobby as of this moment. Come on, Flora Lynx. Keep the tanks alive. Good heals, good heals. That stun's gonna take them both down, though. We will lose this fight. Hopefully take maybe 1 or 2 down, at least soften the blow a little bit. Not bad. Now, come on. Boris is here. Now we make the switch. Lumen. Boosted. Boris. There is that ramp fight that's going to be diving on through, though. We need to hard focus this thing best as we can. I'm going to trap my twine, see if it maybe can help deal with some of these rogues. Boris does not have an emergency button right now. It has the bloom effect, but it's not going to be enough to keep it safe. Eventually, I need an augment. One of the brawler augments in particular. to hopefully allow it to go untargetable and stay safe. Because, yeah, rogues will be a problem for me for a little bit. Kookaloo, I might actually hang on to you. Not going to use you just yet. So absolutely floored that we've not found one more Archie. There we go. My gosh. Okay. We've got 3 Aegis now. Okay, everybody snuggle. And then you can go back up there. Now I can actually focus on leveling. Or do I even necessarily want to? How many Krunks are out there? Wally's got one? Looks like it's just Wally. Maybe I go up to level 8. I know level 7 is the perfect spot to try and, or like, maximize on tier 3s. However, could get more. It very well may not be, but I am going to be stubborn today, Texan. I shall be stubborn. A Winx is definitely not a bad pickup, though. I absolutely agree. Every time I Omega, I steal. Give that to Forest. I'll give this to you for now. And because we're dealing with a more backline-centric squad, we will bring the Winx out for this one. Now that we are at level 8, I'm going to slowly crawl and try to find some of my Illuvials here. My biggest worry is just going to be anything that could dive Forest extremely quickly. If the longer this goes, the more these blooms kind of tick up and hopefully like keep it relatively sustained, the better. I did start picking up Luras as well to potentially go for another bloom. We will take care of Leg Spike. Alt F4 Legend's already out of here. That did open up a lot of grass units, or nature units. If I want to add a... I replaced Scarabok, I could go for that. That might be worth it. Or I could just go for the safe bet and go for that. I think I gotta go for Champion's Focus. Scarabok, go away. Grocko, come back. This team is diving me, so I'm actually going to make a change. I am here to catch the Rake with Kookaloo. Hopefully the Rake then turns onto Kookaloo or the Ranger. Oh, the jump scare polar bear, the classic. Oh god, that's actually kind of terrifying. Lynx, please, bail me out. No, unfortunately it is going to fall. But Jotun will be short to fall as well. Tamaki's also got Forest, so we're both kind of going for the same carries, it looks like. Lura. No, Lulura. There's another Heady. Get the Winx here as well. I mean, we're putting in a good effort, but we just don't have the firepower because, again, Forest got popped so quickly. Okay, because we're going for Champion's Focus, I cannot be using Scarebox. As is, Lilira does add another Bloom. But I would love to get Aegis 4. How many are there still? Wally's right there with 2. Okay. What's my health? 30? And we're going up against the lobby leader. I will try to be greedy and hang on to this. Kukaloose. Off the bench. Lalura. One more bloom and dive. Annoy the tanks. Annoy the backline. Let Forest ramp up. Decent damage, too, coming out there. And if it dies quickly, that's fine. At the end of the day, it's just giving me a third bloom. The damage is so low right now on this team that it is actually letting Forest ramp. It's stuck here on this damn Goliath, though. And I'm not getting the angle necessary. It's just so stuck. Now, if we had a better angle, we might have had a better chance at this, but we are going to end up falling here. This one. That squad is an absolute menace. Was that 4 granite? It is 4 granite, so it's just constantly re-procking, eh? Wally did not go down, and in fact, we have to kill them off ourselves if we want to get this done. Shoot. There is... over here. Any chance that we find Aegis? A lot of spent credits with no dice, unfortunately. Not confident about it. We tried to get greedy. I didn't go all in, thankfully, on the greed. But in the best case scenario, I would have to take out Wally right here, right now. Taking out the Lyric quickly was quite nice. We do get the buff, so it's like every 8 seconds or so that we do get it. Can we shoot that Blazonite from the back? We are getting targeted now. Again, just not finding the right augment to be able to give my Forest an emergency button right now is going to destroy me, it looks like. Shoot. Is this enough to actually take me down? It very well might be. That's a big hit. And I'm going to have a lot still in the tank. Yep, that's a misplay. Should have leveled. Even then, I don't know if that would have been the difference maker. But my win streak, or my top 3 streak with Aegis units will fall. That's alright. That's true. Could definitely have made a couple of changes, but I am very, very stubborn. And ranked for me is just limit testing. Hello, Gear. Welcome, welcome. Had a couple of internet issues here today, so we have ourselves a little bit of a longer stream. So you're able to catch it today. Glad you can make it. Fair. Yeah, so far it's been a day and a half, I tell you what, of course. Been 5 years fighting the landlord in regards to fixing a leaky and collapsing roof. Says he fixes it. We had about 2-3 months of peace. Woke up this morning, my son's bedroom is flooded and leaking once again. So, still in the back of my mind. Thankfully, the stream, for the most part, has been keeping my spirits up. Our time in the Illuvium overworld catching some alluvials was a nice change of pace. Had a couple of nice ones, including or I call it a shiny, but a hollow Lesser Grilla with really good stats. So I was definitely happy with that. That was my first game of the Illuvium Arena. Went to go showcase Aegis, which was something that I was just showcasing on a recording a second ago, or at the beginning of the stream. Didn't get an empath or a bulwark weapon. And then, excuse me. And then was contested for Invokers, switched to Aegis last second. Thought I was well situated, but I did not play that well at all. I'm kicking myself a little bit. When it rains, it pours. But we're trying our best here. Got one more game of the Illuvium Arena, then we got our Illuvium 0 cooldown lap. Wait. Thankfully, everybody's good, though. We moved the beds out of the kids' bedroom that was leaking to the family room. Just hopefully all will be well. Okay, this time by, it's going to be Crimson Waste. One sec. Wait. We make do. So Crimson Waste is going to make it so that this time people with, or dealing more damage to people with higher health, so. If I were to go for Aegis and get beat on extremely early, not gonna necessarily affect me too much. If I win streak and then all of a sudden collapse though, then that'll hurt. We'll have to see how that goes. Hey, lots of tank, lots of magic. Or Omega Power to start things off here this time. This will be better in terms of giving myself some sort of... Really don't like any of my options for a third alluvial. I could do is this at least. Omega Power 1. Just do something like that, I guess. Double Doka. Fighter buff engaged. See if maybe this will work. They will be a level up, but that's fine. We'll take minimal damage. Maybe even for the sake of making sure that I'm never ahead in the early game and taking more damage, maybe I don't even level right now. Have I looked elsewhere to live? Yeah, we did a couple of different things. We did do... hang on, pause for a second. Wait a second. Let's just see weapon-wise where we're going here. And I can try a do-over with what I was doing last time with the Bloom variant. Potentially Dust variant. I like this option better, though. Ember Buckler. I'll end up choosing. Then just do something like that. Okay, but in terms of looking somewhere else, yeah, we definitely have. I know personally I am in the community housing like wait list, but it's like a 5-year wait to actually get a fixed income house. So that is definitely not going to come around anytime soon. I've already contacted the government parties that I'm supposed to. I'm not waiting any more time because, of course, that guy... The fact that it's been 5 years and it's still not fixed is kind of a bummer. Okay, so since with the fire, I'd be ending up going for Wildfire Aegis. I'm going to actually go for the nature variant. There's Archie. just make this guy a super tank for now. And I'm still okay with getting smacked around here a little bit. I might even pick up Chuko here just in case. On second thought, given how much I just got wrecked, I'm going to put him right back so I make sure I get max interest on that. Yeah, it's definitely impressive for all the wrong reasons, but I keep trying to live the dream with what you got. Okay, so Atlas here, I can add on one more tank to get the 3 bulwark. Maybe I can even put Archie on now. It looks like this player doesn't necessarily have everything maxed out in terms of their Illuvials. Okay, no, they're coming online now. Going for fire, it looks like. No, I appreciate it. I don't mind being real. It might be a little bit more real, a little bit more personal than what I usually end up getting on stream, but it's 100% on the back of my mind. But we still do the best we can. Still near the bottom of the pool here, so this is actually good. I'm not taking any real extra damage. Finding the links, because it's the earth links, it doesn't necessarily fit into what I'm trying to do, but I'm not going to say no to my links, if that makes sense. Board games definitely sounds like a great time. 100%, I agree. Clean up the Dokas nice and quick. That won't be a problem. I should now be at maximum interest. There is another tank there, the Caradulo. Or the Carablue, rather. Let's trade out the fighter. Let's add Carablue to the mix. This is a fusion crate. I can check that in a minute. I don't have enough for the next level. I'm instead going to actually put in Nimble Links. Fusion crate. Let's start ramping attack speed, why don't we? The composite crate, though, I'm going to hang on a second. I want to remove my... Wait, composite crates actually count the bench now, so I'm just going to fire it off. But I do get what I'm looking for, but I'm torn. I think this has to be the Aegis chip, right? Wildfire is the play, but I might be able to actually get that somewhat naturally. Yeah, let's do Aegis. Nimble Link's going to do its damnedest. It will get shot down, but fair enough. We are a Alluvial down. It's still just losing these two, like losing by two. This isn't bad. This doesn't sound like my playlist. I thought I had set that to loop, but maybe when I had to refresh a page from the crash earlier, it did not end up again. Okay. So I have this Aegis chip. This, I guess? I was so worried about the music that I actually did not level. I'll do it now, but it's definitely a little late. Already got a Ramphie. Nice little find. Yeah, one more Alluvial definitely would have made a big difference there, so I'm kicking myself for not necessarily paying attention. finding lynxes, I shall take lynxes. That is fine by me. So what am I missing? Missing some levels on a couple of my... Oh my gosh. Hello, lynxes. One. I need one... few of my other tanks first, really. Let me guess. Flish is going to go frontlining? Yes, we are. Need to find Archie. I'll take the Caribou. I'm getting my front line, but again, I don't know what it is about trying to find Archies and just having such a hard time at doing so. But I'm still very, very early level. There isn't any Archoses on the board, but still having a hard time. We will be able to turn this around, though. My Lynx might have fallen, but we will still win the fight here versus ranks. Just a matter of leveling up, and I'll have my 5 Bulwark, which is nice. But I don't want to level up too much before getting all of my Tier 1 units. Omega... There's one that heals, I think, that I normally like taking, but I don't see it right now. Fighter, no thank you. There's one Archie. One more, please. One more. There we go. Heck, we're going to actually find the fully evolved Lynx, too, now. Alright. Hello, beautiful. 1, 2, 3 Aegis. Onto that Lynx. And then we'll swap out and get Hetty in here. Don't want Flish. See how long it takes for this Lynx to chop through this back line. Not so bad so far. We're a 2 levels down. But thankfully what we lack for in numbers, we do have in firepower. And now I can just start using these credits to start leveling. Now I have my choice between putting Kira Blue or playing onto the field. Potentially do both by getting rid of Groko. Okay, burning. No, thank you. Omnivamp, probably. Or the... Yeah, let's do Omnivamp. Okay, this makes my decision easy. Kira Blue has now evolved. We'll absolutely let Cardulo come join the fight. This, of course, now gives us 5 Bulwark, so they'll be taking damage every time they hit us. This, so far, going much smoother than the last game. It does help that we could actually focus on playing Aegis right off the rip and not relying on a weapon swap to make it happen. I can move my tank augments over to a different tank at some point here as well. Is this another composite ship? My gosh. I'll pick up the other wildfire one, because that's what we're going for. Healing max health. Let's go bang, bang, bang. Something like that. Let's make you water. Let's make you wild. Actually, hang on. Let's make you wildfire. And we'll keep putting our extra credits into our levels. And based off of that right now, I might even just snag this Ador. Let it join us here. Just for a little extra sustain. No, these compositions, when done right and actually working, is some of the most satisfying visuals in all of Illuvium. Because every time you fire the Omega, your next smack sets the Illuvial on fire. As we're kind of seeing here. Let them slowly whittle down. Does damage and also heals the wildfire alluvials while that's happening. So as long as you're not getting bursted down, it does kind of help self-sustain. It's super, super satisfying. A shield on a tank ranger, I am completely content with. Look at how big that shield is. That is wonderful. So the Lynx threw us for a loop, because normally I would be hard pushing for a later stage carry of some sort. But Lynx is actually going to let us kind of be alright for a bit. So I can actually start looking for another Heady. Hopefully. Maybe even a Fury. Not going to end up finding any Heady. Let's see how many are being used right now. Nobody's even got a Crunk, so the fact that I'm just missing seems to be the name of the game here today. One thing not missing, though, are these Lynx shots against their back line, setting it all ablaze. Pretty low on HP. But the tanks are still super, super healthy. Look at my Caradulo even tanking? Or is it just healing that well? My goodness. I do actually want these ferns. What am I doing? Some things to myself. Why do I want, why would I want the, whatchamacallit, the Furiox again? It's actually the ferns that I would want. I continue to try and find that Heady. There it is. That's a third wildfire down on here. So I'm going to put all of my tank stuff onto that. Move you to the front line. Tuck in a little bit here, dear, because the Ramphy is coming. Gonna dive on through. It's probably gonna squeak in, but it's now going to meet my tank and the Axon. And the Ador live? It's kinda low. It will get blown up. So I am gonna be losing my traditional heals. But what we're lacking in traditional heals now, we are getting because everything is absolutely set ablaze. 3 wildfire looking good so far here in this one. Wildfire Aegis. With a Earth or Terra Lynx as the carry. With Heady, do I want to just keep being Heady at this point? I think maybe going up to level 8 would be wiser. This way I could also start looking for Fern. I don't have to worry about moving anybody. I'm very content with this. The Rake, of course, is going to be a bit of a pain, but... let's see, we might be able to still kind of chip it away because of the fire, because of the reflective damage from the Bulwark. This team's definitely stronger, but look at this Lynx go. It just completely tore through the Scions. And now it's just down to the Scion, Ranger, and the Rake, which of course the Rake is an absolute clutch master. But if you got enough burst damage, it does not matter now, does it? There we go. Ranks is out. Vegas is FF'd, it looks like. There's level 8. So then in theory, the next thing to add... nothing like the tentacle smack yet. The Brightland Steps tentacle smack. A rather humorous animation, that's for sure. Hey, context is everything. If you're talking about Illuvium, it's A-okay. If you're talking about DeviantArt, that's a whole nother story. Brawler Crate is not going to give me the emergency button that I was hoping for. There's the healing augment for my weapon that I was looking for. And now we have a bunch of credits that we can start using for some rolls. Heady. Ador. Adorito is here now. Okay. Can I get the emergency button? Yes, we do. So I always want to have this on one of my tanks. Not one of the tanks, on one of my carries, rather. Let's switch that up. I realized very quickly that I did something wrong there. And we'll go like this. Burn, of course, is now here. That is the 5th nature alluvial. Assuming I level up to level 9, I can get Twine out here. And then that'll be 6, allowing for even more passive healing. Optimally, I